Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back, it's Jordan here. It's been a chill morning here in the Lego studio. I've been just staring at my downtown core for like 45 minutes, trying to figure out what I'm gonna do here. I loosely placed all of these modular buildings in the positions that they're currently in, and I know that they all have to be shuffled around. And I know I want some sort of canal running through the downtown core, and I know I want my pop culture street back because that's where all the fun's at. And I need to regroup all of the modular buildings and sort of start coming up with an actual layout, because I just threw everything up here to get it off the floor, to create some sort of structure and just to get something going. But now it's like, okay, I need to actually think about where each modular building is going to be positioned, which road plates need to go where this canal is going to go, where's Pop Culture Street going to go. And there are so many combinations, literally like unlimited combinations of different things that we can do in this Lego City layout. And that's why I've been thinking about it this morning for 45 minutes, just staring at stuff. This could go there. Maybe we should put this here. Maybe the canal should run through here. Pop Culture Street would look sick here. Oh, I've got the Central Park. That should go here. It's X amount of base plates wide by X amount of base plates long. Oh, that'd be neat there. Oh, maybe Town Hall should stay over there because it's by the beach. Maybe it should be moved over. Maybe this block here, rather than being 3 groups of 4 modular buildings, should be 1 long block. Maybe rather than having this big group of buildings going this way, it should be longwise like it was in the old city, because this is actually 7 base plates, so it can go road, modular, modular, road, modular, modular, road. And we could have long strips of buildings running this entire table. So there's just like so many different things that are going through my mind. Also angled roads. Maybe there should be an angled road in here, and we should have an angled road going that way, and we can have modular buildings on either side of it, also on the back side, and we can have some angled roads and try and work that into the layout, because I've never really done angled roads before. It's more so been like the grid. So many different things are going through my mind, but I came here with the intention to try and get this going, get this modular building layout looking pretty sweet. Not that it doesn't look sweet already, but I want to try and figure something out. First thing I want to start with is just clearing out a block. And I really need to find a location for Central Park. And I think it's going to fit perfectly right here because it's in the center of the downtown. It's Central Park. So I think that just makes sense. Also, it's the perfect dimension in that spot. So once again, it just makes sense. There's a whole bunch of repairs that have to happen on that one there. There's flowers and trees and stuff that fell over all over the place. So I tried to take care of some of that as well. And as I go around, I look for the road plates that used to surround Central Park because they were sort of specialized. So obviously, rather than rebuilding those, I want to try and reallocate them. I also want to build a Pop Culture Street. That's like a top priority for me. So I'm going to move the sitcomplex that I have there and also the Ghostbusters HQ, of course, Diagon Alley, along with some of the other Harry Potter modular buildings and the Avengers Tower. It's going to go front and center on one of those blocks. So Pop Culture Street is actually no longer a street. It's actually a couple city blocks because there's so many buildings that are related to the pop culture theme in the city. Some of those buildings are quite tall, such as the Avengers Tower and also the Daily Bugle. So I'm trying to group all the skyscrapers over there as well. It makes sense to have the skyscrapers located at the back because they're tall. If I put them in the front, well, they're going to block the view of the other smaller modular buildings. So I'm putting all of the taller stuff right back there, right by Pop Culture Street. Included in that is some of my other custom skyscrapers. Also the taller modified police station that I built using a few of the police station modular buildings. Now I've got these blocks up front here, and I want to put some of the core modular buildings there, such as my triple Daily Bugle, my double Jazz Club, also the Fire Brigade, the Brick Bank, the Grand Emporium, Palace Cinema, Parisian Restaurant, Downtown Diner, and of course Town Hall as well. I'm actually going to keep Town Hall where it was, and I decided to slide it back an entire base plate, and I can build some sort of park or green space in front of Town Hall. There used to be a green space in front of Town Hall, but I decided to increase the size of it. Now you'll also notice that I removed a bunch of the road plates and I replaced them with some blue 32 by 32 base plates. I'm thinking that's where the canal is going to run. The canal is a little bit difficult. I'm not used to working with water, but I think that's a good sort of position for it. I've got to be careful where I position it because it could interfere with the modular building layout more than I want it to, but I think over there next to Town Hall is the best spot for it. This angle here will give you a good view of where that canal is going to run. So it's going to go underneath the train track, underneath the road. So I'll have to build a modified road, probably improve the look of that one there, sneak past those modular buildings and go right around that access hole there. There is this like awkward space over there where you currently see the Venetian houses and also the hospital. I'm trying to wrap my head around how to make this work with the canal. The canal is making this rather difficult just because I've got to like sneak it around that access hole. I know I could fill in the access hole. A lot of people want me to put like a hinge door there or something, but I'm in and out of these things so often. I just don't want to put a hinge door there because I'd have to move it every single day, I feel, because I'm always going in there. Maybe if the city one day is like finalized, then I could, you know, fill that with something. But for now, I'm in and out so often, it's just not worth doing. Also, the curtain going around the table, that is an idea for the future, but right now I'm going under there 200, 300 times a day. Maybe not that many, but it feels like that many, and those things would just get in the way. So I've repositioned some modular buildings over there to try and make that block work, and now I'm sliding forward all of those platform coverings because I think that's where the mountain is going to start. And I'm also shifting some stuff around in the back section there by the amusement park, and included in that is the Studgate train station and also the train track that switches there and will run underneath the mountain. Some major changes have taken place here, that's for sure. So yeah, I'm thinking the canal will look pretty cool if it flows underneath the train track here. And once again, I am going to change this train track so it doesn't have the ballast look. It's actually going to be more of like a fully tiled off look, and that's around the entire downtown area. And the train track could actually go up a little bit as well, so it would go over top of the water. And I want to modify this road plate more than it already is. This is a pretty cool road plate for like a creek flowing underneath it. But if I increase the size of this arch here, customize it with some inverted slopes to get that bit of water flowing underneath there a little bit larger, and then there'll probably be, I don't know, maybe like a 10 or 12 stud or 8 stud canal, probably vary, I guess, and it'll flow through here. And what I'll do is I'll build sidewalks on either side of it so you can walk across or walk on either side, and there'll be bridges going across as well. So then this will be an entire canal. And it won't be designed for vehicles, it will be designed for boats, river boats, and also just foot traffic. And that'll go past the town hall in front of the Disney costume shop and Brick Bank and make its way over there beside that road plate, behind the Central Park, and then over toward the Venetian houses there. Now, the modular building layout, I'm pretty happy with the layout right now. Specific modular buildings might move around a tiny bit. Like, there might be some changes. Modular buildings are always being moved around just because sometimes you're like, oh, you know what? I think it'd be better if I switched up the fire brigade and I put it there so that it breaks up the color between these two. Just little minor changes like that. And maybe, I don't know, it'll move over there and over there, but I just wanted to try and get some sort of layout going here today, and I think I was able to achieve that. Another huge change is the addition of the Central Park. I wasn't sure where I was going to put this. When I originally put it on the table, it was way over there by the zoo, and it just wasn't working over there for me. It should be part of the downtown core. I just didn't know exactly where I wanted to put it, so I decided to put it in the center of the downtown core, so I think that just makes sense. And then the canal will actually flow behind it, which would be pretty neat as well. So I'm happy with that, I think. And then we've got 2 blocks of pop culture. So there is the sitcomplex here, also the Ghostbusters HQ. I think those just look really good beside each other because they're sort of a similar size, similar height. I've always had those beside each other, and it just really works out. I can't wait to place minifigs. Look at all the minifigs on top of that building there. But then when you peer over it, we can see that there's Diagon Alley right there. So I think that's pretty cool. And of course, Gringotts Bank is included in that. And then there's the other little rebrickable model right there, which is actually the Ministry of Magic. Now there is one of my remocks from a Creator 3-in-1 set right beside that. I decided to put that there just because it actually has a pedway bridge which can go over that road, and I wanted that to be visible. I thought it made sense to have a hotel, which is actually right there, right on the water. The Venetian houses, the location of that will most likely change. But then we have the other block of Pop Culture Street. So we've got the Avengers Tower. I like it turned like that because you can see it. I think sideways is better, and that's beside the massive double daily bugle that I constructed. And I decided to put a 16 stud gap between them just to give the Avengers Tower a little bit more breathing room. And I put the police station beside those two because this is like the skyscraper region and my police station is massive. So I just think it sort of matches the size of those buildings. Then there is the Sanctum Sanctorum beside the Avengers Tower. I know that's not how it's how it is in real life, but this is Lego. We'll try to remember that. Then there's also my custom skyscrapers here beside those ones. So all the skyscrapers grouped together. Now this block I really don't know what to do with. This is just like a bunch of leftover stuff in the end, and I really didn't know what to do with it, so I decided to put the university there and then some other small half modular buildings, the city press, and the construction site. I'm not too happy with the position of that. Maybe the construction site actually needs to come in the foreground because it is a beautiful Bricklink Designer Program set. So it could go right here. You actually can't have the construction site beside really tall buildings. Even the double corner garage that I have there is pushing it because that crane hits the top of the building. I guess I could increase the height of the crane, but yeah, I'll have to figure out what I'm gonna do with this block. It's not finalized at all. Like that position for the cozy houses makes no sense at all. It should probably come over here beside these other little buildings that I put beside the train station. I'm happy with the position of this train station because I'll be able to make it work here. There's a lot of open space. So what I did was actually took the residential buildings and I slid it over, or slid all of them over, that entire block. And the switch track used to be here and it would go that way. But I decided to move it over here so it's further away from the trains that will be going around the amusement park. And now this train station here can be really well serviced. So I can put another switch in here, maybe push the train station down a little bit, but you can have another switch so it splits into two lines and then they can conjoin back again and pass under the mountain. And I think that's a great train station to have right by the downtown core. It really does make sense, so it can service the the residential and also the downtown core. And then I'll have another train station over here for the amusement park, this other custom one here. This is another block that I'm not really too happy with. There's just a bunch of like remnants left over after I was done creating the modular core, Pop Culture Street, and the Central Park. Some of the remnants is like big, really cool stuff, like the big double corner garage and the construction site, even the bowling alley, which I actually like right there. I think that works. The Octane gas station, my tuning shop, which is right here. Also the pizzeria in Peter Parker's apartment, the activity center, these small little modules right here, like City Press, which is the other part of the police station. So there's quite a few good things that were left over. I just couldn't quite decide how to organize them in the space that I had left. So they got sort of thrown into these two blocks here, which I like the position of the blocks, but the positions of the buildings will have to be played with a little bit still. I did put the Sesame Street right there. It actually used to be on Pop Culture Street right there, but then I was thinking to myself it would be cool to have that pedway bridge go across. So I decided to switch the position of that. And that is just the most random position ever for that, for sure. Also the hospital, when I custom built that, it used to be on its own little block where it was just like one base plate and there was road on either side of it. So it had this pull through for the ambulance. So I can't find the perfect position for that in this layout as well. It's just gonna take some more time to try and get everything perfect. Like my old layout took years of playing around with. But I do like the canal over there. One of the main question marks about it is like this corner here. How am I gonna make this work? because this road is like coming to an end. So how am I going to make that work? I'm going to have to make some sort of modified road plate so that it can come like up and turn or something. But just things like that take a lot of time. So I've got to be like 100% committed to this layout before I start taking on tasks like that. And just getting there is sort of being a mental block for me. This canal is sort of playing with my mind a bit because I haven't really experimented with a canal before. Actually, I think I did put a river in my Lego City before, but it was more basic. It was literally just a flow of water. I mean, technically speaking, I could just make this go straight and then hit the access hole and appear back over here or something, but I feel like the canal idea should be, you know, larger. I could, if I wanted, move this over 2 base plates and have the canal run through here, but then I have the Central Park, which I don't really want to, you know, split up or move. I sort of want to have the Pop Culture Street together, like the 2 blocks together. I could have the canal run through the Central Park, but then that's going to change that dynamic, and it also just sort of changes everything. Then I've got to redo these modular buildings and come up with new layouts, and I need more corners. So there's just like a lot of different factors that sort of go through my mind as I work on this stuff. I'm not really happy about this area, but I just need to figure out how this water is going to be treated and how these Venetian houses are going to connect to the canal and how they're going to connect to the mountain up here. There's a lot to think about when it comes to this layout. But to be honest with you, I think I'm at the point where I just need to stop moving things around and I just need to start finalizing some stuff. Like I could literally move these buildings around for months on end, trying to come up with the perfect layout. But the reality is some things are just ready to go. For example, I can start making this water look good, start spending some time on the water and start adjusting this train track by fully tiling it off. I could start finalizing these road plates over here for the zoo, or I could build the larger like town square block for the town hall. I could start laying all the dark blue and black and azure plate on here and start making this water. I could start building the boardwalk that's going to go along here. So I think it's time to just start working on some of these details rather than continuously moving stuff around, because I could just keep moving stuff around forever. And I just wanted to say that when I do start working on these details, I'm going to take my time with it. I'm not going to just churn it out like crazy. Like, I just need to take my time with it, make sure it's done right, make sure it looks high quality like this. This is sort of the detail that I'm going for. I don't really want to just make it look boring. Like, I don't want to be like, hey, look, here's an ocean. Yay! Ta-da! The best Lego ocean you've ever seen. Like, I really want to go for the high quality look, and that's for everything in regards to the city, whether it be the zoo, the road plates, the mountains, the train yard, everything. I'm actually extremely excited about the boatyard and train yard because I haven't had a train yard in so long, and I've actually never had a really highly detailed train yard. And how I'm going to make it highly detailed is by mills plating it. So I've never had a mills plated train yard, and that's going to be so cool. Yeah, I think we're definitely heading in the right direction here. Really excited about the canal. I've never really done anything like that before, and that's going to be super cool. Just something different here for all of the modular buildings. I think it's going to look super neat. And I'm really excited about continuing with this layout and starting to work on the details, getting these roads all fixed up, getting the canal plates all dealt with, you know, working on the beach, getting everything just sort of going and looking fantastic in this corner of the city. This is where I'm going to start. This is what I'm going to try and perfect right here. Just get this done, like here all the way up until the residential. Just get that looking sweet. Get all this train track working, get the trains flowing, get this looking awesome, and then go from there. So I'll tell you something funny. I was here 2 nights ago, and I worked till about 9 or 9:30 at night, whatever it may be. And on that same night, the Edmonton Oilers were playing the Dallas Stars in the NHL playoffs, and they actually beat the Dallas Stars 5-2. Me, being a diehard Oilers fan, didn't watch the game. Devastating. They're playing again tonight, and I'm not going to allow that to happen again. I just got addicted, and I was just like, no, I've got to do this, I've got to do this, I've got to do this. And then I kept working on the Lego City, working, and then I looked at the clock, and I was like, oh my gosh, I still need to edit, upload, and do all this stuff. Okay, well, whatever, I guess I'm not going to watch this game. And then they beat them, and I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't watch the game. What's wrong with me? Had like some serious like remorse. I was like, no, not allowing that to happen again, that's for sure. So that's all I'm going to take care of here today in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for some more great stuff coming out in the very near future. Farewell.